So lots of New York Giants news to talk about. Just recently, they signed Jameis Winston to a 2-year deal, and a day ago, they just signed Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited, to a 1-year deal worth up to $21 million. It includes 10.5 mil guaranteed. Now, this one was a bit more surprising than the Jameis Winston one because a lot of people expected the Giants to not add another quarterback via free agency after signing Jameis Winston. So I'm not going to lie, this move is definitely surprising. It's reported that they're still not completely out on Shedeur Sanders, but I'm sorry, to add Jameis Winston, to add Russell, and then to draft Shedeur, that makes no sense. And they still have Tommy DeVito on the roster. So to have 3 veteran QBs who you just signed this offseason and to add Shedeur, that makes no sense to me. So I don't know, man. I really had Shedeur going to the Giants, but from a logical standpoint, it makes no sense for Shedeur to go there anymore. But then again, we're talking about the New York Giants here with their legendary GM Joe. So I guess anything is possible with him. You guys let me know how you feel about this news. Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston to the New York Giants. Are you hyped? Are you confused? Let me know in the comments below. I feel like it's definitely better than Aaron Rodgers, that's for sure. I feel like that would have just been a disastrous relationship. But Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, who knows? Maybe they might put on some sort of entertainment a little bit here and there for the Giants this upcoming season. But honestly, man, all things considered, I think this is truly looking like a classic, a modern day tank job. I really think the Giants are going to tank hard in 2025. And even if they're not intentionally doing it, they're still going to do it with Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson as your quarterbacks. And hypothetically, even if they draft Shedeur, it's not going to work out well. The Giants don't have a great roster to surround Shedeur right now. Yeah, they have Malik. Yeah, they have Tracy. I think he's a good RB, but they don't have a lot of pieces where it really matters, like the O-line. The defense isn't that strong. So even if they draft Shedeur, I still think the Giants are going to have at least a top 5 pick for the 2026 draft. And for the 2026 draft, there are a lot of rumors that Arch Manning will come out of next year's draft. Of course, Eli Manning played for the New York Giants, so I feel like Arch would maybe be okay with going to that organization just because, his uncle is very familiar with it, and I feel like he'd be very hands-on with Arch. And I'm sure the people in the Giants organization, the Giants front office right now, their owner, I'm sure they would love to get Arch Manning, another Manning in the franchise. So I don't know, man, just real strange behavior from the Giants front office. But yeah, man, that's the only kind of outcome I see for the moves they just made. Because if they honestly think, Brian Dable and their GM Joe honestly think that, okay, if we just add Jameis Winston, Russell, and Shedeur, we'll be okay at the quarterback position. No, man. No. And, I'm not saying the Giants were going to be successful no matter what. They were in a tough spot no matter what going into this season. But just to add, 3, maybe 4 quarterbacks, and you just think it's going to solve the rest of your team, it doesn't work like that. So I'm not sure what they're doing. I just think with what they've done, I really think they're just playing for the future at this point. Tank for 2025, and then hopefully get Arch Manning in the 2026 draft. Who knows? And by the way, Arch had his first practice a day ago as the QB1 of the Longhorns, so some parallels there, I suppose. And not only that, since you added some quarterbacks in free agency, you get to address other holes on the team. Like, why not add a pass rusher? Why not draft an O lineman? You don't have to draft Shador, or just trade down, accumulate more draft picks to just fill up the roster. So, Giants fans, let me know how you feel. Do you think Arch Manning could actually come to the Giants at some point in the future? And who do you want the Giants to take at number 3 overall? Or do you want them to trade down? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, man, I would definitely take a serious look at Travis Hunter. I'd take a serious look at all the O-linemen, all the pass rushers, and really just try to build the roster as much as you can. Get as many foundational pieces as you can for the future. Because no matter what, man, like I mentioned, the Giants are screwed in 2025. There is no outcome where they will be successful. They're in a loaded division with the Commanders and the Eagles, and you think the Giants are going to, win 6, 7 games and maybe sneak into the playoffs? That's not happening. That's not a possibility. Hopefully, at the end of the 2025 season, Brian Daboll gets fired, and hopefully they bring in a new head coach and a competent GM. This franchise has a long way to go. But if they could just get the quarterback right in 2026 or whenever Arch comes into the NFL, that's obviously everything. So I'm hoping the Giants can get back to being a relevant franchise because it's one of the most iconic franchises in the NFL. And I just feel like for the last 15 years, man, besides a few playoff seasons with Eli Manning back in 2016 and of course their Super Bowl run in 2011, been a pretty irrelevant franchise, and I just want to see the Giants be competitive again, man. I just really want to see it. I feel like the fans of New York deserve it. So let me know what you think down below. And who do you think the Giants should hire to be their head coach in the 2026 season? Maybe John Gruden, maybe some college coach, maybe Cliff Kingsbury. I don't know, but I feel like it's going to be, you're going to need a culture guy like Mike Vrabel, Dan Campbell, but a lot of moving pieces here, man, and it's slowly starting to clear up, and we're slowly starting to see their plan. So we'll see how it all goes. But all I gotta say is, if they draft Shador Sanders, I don't know, man. Maybe maybe the owner has to sell the team. There's just no direction at all if they actually end up drafting Shador. But hopefully they don't do that. So yeah, man, let me know what you think down below. If you made it this far, please subscribe and like the vid. It'd help out your boy a ton. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
He goes up in there and gets the first down. Now your offense has 3 more chances.
Now 1st and 10. And Morris is got it on the handoff.
Always good to have these types of runs. Yeah, it's not a first down, but it sends a message. It shows everybody that you can run it when you want to, and also it opens up so many other things for your offense.
And Morris is going to secure the handoff. The Jets have not had a strong running game this half, at least in the sense of handing the football off. And Morris has had a really hard time of it, and right now his team, with it behind, knows they have to get him to step up.
Well, they do. You want your running back to step up. When you see a running game struggle like we have seen so far here today, Jim, it always comes down to this. The offensive line is getting dominated, so there's no chance for the running back to get anything done. The offensive line, they've got to change up.
And intercepted. And he's brought to the ground. Phil. The Jets have to still be thinking about that last possession. They were actually moving down the field. And then, of course, the untimely interception ended things.
Yeah, the defense, look, they got good players. And, you give them enough chances, they're finally going to make the play. You have to be careful with the football. The offense was not, and that's why it resulted in an interception.
What do you think they're talking about in that huddle after that drive-killing interception?
They're probably telling the quarterback, if you do that again, we're going to kick you out. I don't know, but they got to play better.
It's complete to Devin Smith. Gains 13.
Well, when you see cover 4 defense, that means you have 4 defensive backs trying to stop deep passes down the field. So if they're playing deep, where do you want to throw it? Well, of course, you want to throw it short. Nice decision that time by the quarterback.
1st and 10. And Morris is stopped there. Halftime is coming up, but first we reach the 2-minute warning. And now as we come back to the field, we're looking at a defense trying to maintain a lead going into the break. Running away from the pressure. Space to work.
So far,